And it's an interesting system, that's for sure. It's bringing a little bit of everything. The winds, yes, they've been strong, but now the freezing rain moves in, especially up towards the Blue Mountain Collingwood area. And then overnight tonight, we'll see some rainfall. The southwesterly wind warming up the temperatures, and that's why we can transition into just straight rain for tomorrow afternoon as well. But as temperatures cool as we go through Thursday, that lake effect snow sets up in behind it. And we could even see some wraparound winds creating some snow, blowing snow across the Golden Horseshoe and up the 400 towards Barrie. So the system, it's cooling down in behind it, and we will feel that chill by the time we end off this week, I promise you. Some of the coldest weather we've had this season. Now in Atlantic Canada, we've had a calm day today with high pressure, but tomorrow that same system out of Ontario moving into the Atlantic provinces. So starts off as snow. The risk for freezing rain really is a lot less across the Maritimes than what we see across Ontario, but some transition across the Fundy shores down towards Yarmouth, and the winds. The winds are going to be an incredible part of the story into the Maritimes. The winds have been strong today. Blowing snow advisories have been in place across southern Saskatchewan and southern Manitoba. We see some of those wraparound winds today bringing in some snow and blowing snow, but main story, high pressure and cold. That is developing for you this week, and another system coming on shore for the BC coast. Rain starts tomorrow. We've got a big storm moving across the country today. It is affecting people out of Saskatchewan, across Manitoba, right through Ontario and down into Quebec. Thanks so much for making the Weather Network a part of your day today. I'm Rachel Schoutsen. Blowing snow across the prairies, fresh snow within northern Ontario, 30 centimeters for Sault Ste. Marie and Wawa. You are going to be busy shoveling today. Now across southern Ontario and eventually into southern Quebec, it's more of a messy mix. This is where the warmer sector of the system is, and warmer doesn't always mean better. In this case, it's a little tricky as that warm southwesterly wind moves in. Very breezy conditions. It transitions that snowflake to a raindrop, and still at the surface, it's cold enough for it to freeze. And that's why freezing rain is going to be a concern throughout the rush hour and then rainfall overnight tonight. Want to take you further east into Newfoundland Point. Wow. That is a lot of snow. As we look at Newfoundland today, blowing snow, sea effect snow continues along the western edge through Cape Breton Island. We've still been seeing that snow as well. The system continues to depart. Some of those wraparound winds really getting you coastal Newfoundland upwards of 30 centimeters. And then another system moves in as we go into tomorrow. Starts off as snow for New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. Portions of the Fundy shores here down into Yarmouth. You could be seeing a little bit of rain with this, some of that transition. And then this system, it really organizes itself, it deepens, it strengthens into Wednesday, and that means some very windy conditions for you across the Maritimes. Watch places like Yarmouth, the wind gusts getting up to about 70 kilometers an hour. As that energy transitions further east, watch places like Wreckhouse, Cape Breton Island. Those winds are going to be gusting extremely strong throughout the day on Wednesday and into early Thursday, so do keep that in mind. A lot more blowing snow to come in your backyard. The winds will be increasing tomorrow too along the BC south coast. Today has been a dry day. More cloud cover builds overnight tonight, and then tomorrow we will be into a system. This system bringing in some warmer air, so the freezing levels are on the rise up to about 1,600 meters. Rain continues across Vancouver Island, windy conditions for Metro Vancouver, and then snow throughout portions of the interior. Want to get to your temperatures here as we move into Tuesday. Pretty cold day in Calgary at -6. Warmer conditions are coming for you, but colder conditions are coming into places like Winnipeg, -17. And Toronto, say goodbye to those above seasonal conditions. A cold stretch is coming your way. On Thursday, we're still active in Atlantic Canada with some mixing and some snow. That system continues to clear out throughout the day on Friday, but that's where the really cold conditions are. Look at Toronto, -7. Montreal, Ottawa as well, -17 for the daytime high. Many Canadians seeing active weather today, so when it's safe to do so, we would love if you could connect with us. Your local forecast starts here. It's been a messy day, a pretty changeable day across Ontario. Thanks so much for checking in with us here at the Weather Network. I'm Rachel Schoutsen. The snow, the freezing rain to rain. What comes next? In 1 minute, we'll be taking a look at the long-range forecast and the cold air that's to come. Yeah, that freezer door is opening up. As we look here, 7 p.m. snapshot, highlighted in pink, that's the risk for freezing rain. So we still see that popping up across southern Ontario, but warmer air is filtering in and everyone's going to transition over to rainfall across the Golden Horseshoe, even up towards Barrie, even Parry Sound and through cottage country, seeing rain as that southwesterly wind really drives up the temperatures. You really have to be north of Georgian Bay in order to see snow with this system, and this system is bringing snow all the way back into Saskatchewan, so it is a big one. We are seeing some of the heaviest snow for places like Sault Ste. Marie and Wawa, upwards of 30 centimeters. And I'm actually going to Sault Ste. Marie on Wednesday, so I'll be able to see some of that snow in first person. That's going to be a lot of snow to shovel. Regina feels like minus 27 overnight tonight. Winnipeg feels like minus 20. The cold Arctic air is going to be a story this week. We're actually seeing fairly calm conditions across the prairies once you get through today. Now into Atlantic Canada, calm day today, but tomorrow that system is coming. First a shot of snow and then many communities will change into some mixing. Now I want to look beyond today and tomorrow. Here is your Long Ranger. A great reminder, especially this time of year where we have been seeing a lot of warm conditions come through, then the cold is back. The safest ice sort of takes on a clear bluish greenish kind of color. Anything white, anything gray, it means water is there or air pockets. Not safe to go out on it. Thank you so much for making the Weather Network a part of your day. I'm Rachel Schoutsen. This system coming in across Ontario, it's bringing a messy mix of weather. We've seen snow already. Some regions have transferred over to that freezing rain up Highway 6 and Highway 10 closer to Blue Mountain. And then rainfall is going to be moving in through the overnight tonight. Even Tuesday evening, we could get another shot of snow on the backside of this as the northwesterly wind sets up. High pressure in place today for the Maritimes, but this system slowly moving out and another one moving in. And the one that's moving in, it's going to be a lot more active. We are seeing snow and rain with this system, extremely windy conditions. As it moves into Newfoundland, those wreckhouse winds Wednesday evening likely to gust over 100 kilometers an hour. We've also been seeing really windy conditions too across the prairies. Blowing snow has been a concern today throughout southern Saskatchewan and southwestern Manitoba. Fresh snow falling into Saskatoon and high pressure is coming in. And usually high pressure is good, happy weather. Except when the area of high pressure comes in January right from the Arctic. That means your temperatures are really going to be cooling down. Not so much for Alberta, more Saskatchewan and Manitoba, and we'll definitely feel that cool down in Ontario too. We are seeing another system coming on shore along the BC south coast. This brings showers through Vancouver Island on Tuesday. Metro Vancouver, you're looking at rain as well. The windy conditions will be picking up, and the freezing level is actually on the rise throughout the BC interior at about 1,600 meters. Now here's a look at your conditions as we take you into Tuesday right across the country. A big snowy system across the prairies and into northern Ontario. This has many people shoveling and dusting off the car today. Places like Wawa and Sault Ste. Marie, about 30 centimeters of snow. I want to take you to the north side of Superior. Take a look at this in Nipigon here. I would love if you could connect with us, share your videos, share your photos, of course, only if it's safe to do so. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. Already some really great scenes coming in. And of course, I hope the commute is safe for you tonight because across southern Ontario, it's snow to freezing rain and rain. Coming up in the pink color here, that's the potential for seeing some of that freezing rain. So Toronto, you're not really in line for seeing that freezing rain. This is more of a story north of the 407, especially up Highway 10, up Highway 6 towards Blue Mountain and Collingwood. Freezing rain is more likely through here, and these regions will also transition into straight rainfall as well. The southwesterly winds are so strong, they warm up our temperatures through the overnight. Even cottage country, after about 10 centimeters of snow with this system, you will be seeing the rainfall. No rainfall in Newfoundland, though. No, especially along the western edge. This is all about the snow through Cape Breton Island as well. The system continues to pull out, and we are still seeing those wraparound winds gusting strong and bringing more additional snowfall into coastal Labrador. Today's been fairly calm for the Maritimes, but as we get you into tomorrow, the same system that's bringing that freezing mix across southern Ontario, it's in your backyard. Montreal gets 2 rounds of snow, 1 through the overnight, 1 into tomorrow. We are looking at that snow pushing into New Brunswick and across Nova Scotia. Southern portions of New Brunswick likely to get into a little bit of rain with this, so the warmer air, it wants to push in, but for many of you, this is going to be a snow story. And this system actually strengthens more as it makes its way out over the Atlantic. You can see into Thursday morning, those winds incredibly strong. The southerly flow across the Avalon, the Bonavista, the Burin, that allows this precipitation to fall as rain in your backyard. So still a mix in Atlantic Canada, but the freezing rain threat is not as big in the Atlantic as what we're seeing into Ontario. Those winds are going to be strong, though. Watch the system as it moves across Cape Breton Island over 100 kilometers an hour. Those wreck house winds, 111 kilometers an hour. That's going to be a loud, windy night Wednesday night with lots of blowing snow for Newfoundland. Now, as we take you on the opposite side of the country, the West Coast, fairly calm day today. More cloud cover building, though, as we go into Tuesday, and that is because a really big system is coming on shore. This is going to drive temperatures up, drive the freezing levels up to about 1,600 meters. Showers and windy conditions across Vancouver Island and Metro Vancouver. You will be seeing the rain with this system as well. Here's a quick look at what we're expecting into Tuesday across the country. Kelly, thanks for that. And you know, north of Georgian Bay, no one's transitioning to no rain or freezing rain there. This is a straight snow story. Shovel-worthy snow and lots of blowing snow as well across the prairies. So this is a big system affecting people from Saskatchewan all the way across Ontario and into Quebec tonight. That system will start to move in. Starts off as some snow as it pushes through Ottawa. Now, freezing cold conditions. That is the story overnight tonight through the prairies. Look at Regina. Feels like minus 27. Saskatoon feels like minus 30. Some of this cold air, Arctic cold air, is going to be moving across Ontario this week. By the time we end the week, we are in the freezer. It's going to feel like winter across Ontario, Quebec, and into the Maritime provinces. High pressure is in place today, but that fades away in through Tuesday, and that's because the system across Ontario now moving into the Maritimes. Starts off as some snow for New Brunswick and Nova Scotia by the time we're into about Tuesday mid-morning. Southern shores of New Brunswick, Fundy shores down towards Yarmouth as well. Looks like we'll see a little bit of transition here. A little bit of freezing rain comes through. Another system moving on to the BC coast as well. This will bring in some showers across the island. Metro Vancouver getting into the rain. Some very windy conditions as well. And then as this area of high pressure sits here across the prairies, you have a fairly calm forecast over the next few days, but cold. And that cold air, it's moving into Ontario, and that is really pushing down the temperatures as we go through this week. Take a look at them on Friday. The reason why we're seeing this transition is because warmer air is moving in. Thanks so much for checking in with us here at the Weather Network. I'm Rachel Schoutsen. Freezing rain here, the most dangerous type of precipitation out on the roads. Very slippery, and it can be treacherous for travel. So it's something we need to watch today. The good news is we're not seeing rain with this. The warm air is coming in pretty quickly. That most of this will switch over to just straight rainfall through the overnight. But up Highway 6, up Highway 10, this region here, that is certainly a place to watch when it comes to heavier amounts of freezing rain and more of the potential for some accretion. Remember, freezing rain, it falls as liquid rain, then it freezes on contact because at the surface, we're still cold enough to maintain some of that ice. Now, many communities with this system will be experiencing snow. The downtown core, Toronto, Mississauga, you're not going to be seeing too much snow with this. It's pretty much done now, but we are seeing heavier amounts of snow up towards Cottage Country, through Ottawa as well. Montreal, a couple rounds of snow with two systems. You're going to be seeing about 20 centimeters of snow by the time we end off on Tuesday. But even places like Bancroft and Parry Sound and Barrie, you will be getting into a little bit of that transition. So some freezing rain and then rainfall moving in through the overnight tonight. You really have to be north of Georgian Bay to get only snow with this system. And it's a big system because it's bringing snow all the way back through Manitoba and even into Saskatchewan as well. Sault Ste. Marie, 30 centimeters of snow. I'm actually going to Sault Ste. Marie on Wednesday, so that'll be interesting to see all of that snow in person because I live in the GTA and we all know it's been a green winter so far. I'm actually missing the snow. I'm excited to see it. Happy I don't have to shovel it though. And I'm sure those of you along western portions of Newfoundland, the coast of Labrador, you're thinking enough snow already. I know the CFX snow, it's been day after day, especially into Cape Breton Island. Today has been a calm day for the Maritimes, but tomorrow through the morning hours, you'll see that cloud cover move in, then you'll get into that snow. Southern portions of New Brunswick, a little bit of freezing rain. Yarmouth, potential here for some mixing, and then that system pushes into Newfoundland by the time you're into Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be a really windy day. Today is a really windy day across the prairies. We have been looking at some blowing snow advisories. Not a ton of snow here, but the winds are so strong. It's picking up the snow that has already fallen, and it's really whipping it around, and that decreases visibility quite a bit. So do be mindful if you're out on the roads. It's been a calm day today in BC, but tomorrow this big system comes on shore. Freezing levels are on the rise up to about 1,600 meters and lots of rain and wind for the island and Metro Vancouver. Here's a look at some of your temperatures Tuesday.
Escape.
You know, I want to let you in on a little secret. See this 1 degree in Toronto? This is the final stages of this warm stretch that we've been in. The cold, the Arctic freezer is about to open as we go to the end of this week and into the weekend. So you want to book that trip to Florida, because if you go down to Florida, there's nothing Arctic about it. It is all about the sunshine. It is all about the beautiful conditions. So how can you enter to win a trip to Florida? Head to theweathernetwork.com/visitflorida. We'll be back after this.